as a girls coach, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Kaitlyn Clark. What do you think about that whole situation?
I teach a class, sports statistics,
Yeah.
and we actually engaged in a Kaitlyn Clark commentary. I think she's phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
she was the first girl athlete, and I turned on. I have the Big Ten Network, and I saw that Iowa basketball was on,
Yeah.
and I wanted it to be the girls, and it was the guys, and I turned the channel, and it was like, I mean, I honestly wonder how many times that situation arises where
Yeah.
you prefer the female version of a sport, and that's what she's doing. She's creating some excitement and buzz. She's phenomenal. I mean, if you
Yeah.
watch her, it's absolutely extraordinary what she's doing.
Yeah. I've been disappointed in the response by the powers that be in the WNBA. I just think she's such a draw. I mean, I've never watched women's sports outside of the Olympics ever. And, I watch the clip every day on, whatever, on Instagram or whatever. When she pops up, I flick over there and watch what she's doing. I think it's phenomenal. It's going to give young women certainly a boost in all sports, but I think it's inspiring as well. It's bringing a lot of attention to there. So that's interesting that you say that. So I want to thank you for coming on here. I've got a couple other questions for you. I'm big on what advice you give, and we talked a little bit about advice. But if you had the attention of the United States for 5 minutes, and you had the mic, and everybody was listening, from the world we live in and the things that we're going through as a country. You and I don't have the ears of the United States, but if we did, what would you tell people? What would be your message as a coach, teacher, dad, husband?
So I think people just love being right. I think it's addictive. I think it drives so much of our thinking. It engages our reward system. So I have a hashtag: Be less wrong tomorrow.
Mm.
Uh, and the idea is achieve enough to be credible and doubt yourself enough to remain relevant. And
Yeah.
so I'm a curious guy by nature. There's so much that interests me and fascinates me, and when somebody says something that I don't agree with, my first instinct isn't to jump down their throat and tell them why they're wrong. My first instinct is to say, what do they see that I don't see?
Yeah.
And there are sometimes I can't come to grips with where they're at and what they see. I want to share my view and what it is that I see.